Welcome to a brand new podcast, and this is the Oracle 19, and my name is Mr. Greatness. You can shop online to our baby shopping mall, which is www.evolutionoflondon.com. We have a whole wide range of different products, as men's, kids, ladies' clothes, jewelry, artwork, house products, and much, much more. So that's www.evolutionoflondon.com. Also, evolutionoflondon.org, O-R-G, where you'll find custom clothes, accessories, ebooks such as, for business as well as personal use. You definitely need to check that out. I have a lot of ebooks on a lot of different things. So check out evolutionoflondon.org. And finally, evolutionoflondon.store, S-T-O-R-E. You'll find lotions, soaps, games, DVDs, and more clothes. We ship all throughout North America, so that's evolutionoflondon.store. If you want to put your brand on this platform, you want to promote your business, we're in 40 different countries all throughout Canada and US of A, to be specific. We could definitely advertise your business anywhere, regional. We have a marketing team that can definitely assist you. So anywhere on this planet Earth, we can market your business. So evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. You can call us or email us, and we definitely can assist you with that. Evolution of London, once again, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. Same email if you want to make a free will offering. As we expand worldwide, we definitely could use your assistance as we need to add on more equipment, and it could be $1, $2, whatever. evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. Show your love. We have different links to other affiliates, so you can support us that way. www.linktree.com/evolutionoflondon. Linktree, linktr.com/evolutionoflondon. And we do have a Patreon channel in which we have videos that's not posted on YouTube, www.patreon.com/evolutionoflondon. You'll find digital artwork, and we do consulting services as well. Rumble.com. We have a platform there as well, so you just type in the Oracle 19 in the search bar of rumble.com, and we have shows there. Definitely like, subscribe, and share to our channel on rumble.com. Again, just type in the Oracle 19. Mr. Will, he's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years, so if you want to book a consultation, you can email him at healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. Again, that's healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. And you can also support his merch, www.wjaaccessories.com. for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products as well. Again, that's www.wjaaccessories.com. DJ Panthro, he's an international DJ, so if you want to book for him to come to your venue, you can email him at djpanthro519@gmail.com. That's DJ Panthro, Panthro, 519@gmail.com. And you can also check him out on social media, TikTok, YouTube. Just type in the Oracle 19, shame on me. You can type in DJ Panthro 519 on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share to his platform. And TikTok, DJ Panther 519. You can also check him out on Instagram as well. And he do have a bonus TikTok, The Real DJ Panthro. That's D-A. The Real DJ Panthro. So you can follow him on that platform as well. Music. Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. He have a whole wide range of different beats as you listen to now. So like, subscribe, and share to Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. And once you go to his YouTube channel, you will see other social media platforms of his. So like, subscribe, and share. Show your love that way. And continuing to train on YouTube. The Greatness 19 channel, we have over 600 shows to open up your third eye. So I need you guys to definitely like, subscribe, and share to the Greatness 19 channel on YouTube. You definitely put it on your platform. Also, it's merchandise there. You could, once you go to the YouTube channel, so much information there I break down just to make you a better person. Don't underestimate it. Check it out. Subscribe to the Greatness 19 channel. And also subscribe to Mr. Evolution of London. That's our health and wellness channel. So definitely like, subscribe, and share to our health and wellness channel, which is Mr. Evolution of London. Cindy's Place. She has custom clothes, accessories, and digital products as well. So you can email her, or actually not email, but check out her website. That's what I really want to say. www.cindysplace.org. Definitely you will find a lot of good products there. So www.cindysplace.org. Now the Oracle 19 is on all major platforms. We're on iHeartRadio, Anchor.fm, now Spotify for podcasters, Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon Music, just to name a few. So any information I haven't mentioned will be in the description box of the Oracle 19, the Greatness 19 channel, as well as Mr. Evolution of London. Both of those is on YouTube. And Rumble. Rumble, you just type in the Oracle 19. And finally, www.oracle19radio.com. All right, well, every week I always have to take care of the business aspect of things. And I like to get to a serious topic right now. I always like to give my perspective of things. Again, it's my opinion / perspective. And today we're going to talk about, is this a Bible prophecy? The war in Israel. Is this a Bible prophecy? The war in Israel. Now, again, I know there's a lot of feelings towards this war. Some people is in favor of Israel. Some people is in favor of Palestine. And I just wanted to give you a little history about those countries and basically how they formed a little bit, and then bring it up to speed. Because I know a lot of people don't really know of the history. They just basically deal with a lot of the propaganda and talking points that the media talk about now. So, again, I like to give my spin of it. But I'm going to give you a little history lesson, and we're going to bring it current, so walk with me. Now, about Israel, when was Israel established? Now, and you can check this out, it's on Google. You can Google this information. You could do your due diligence. Because Mr. Greatness is not always right, but I try to be accurate. But this right here is accurate. It was established on May 14th, 1948, approximately. And a gentleman named David Ben Gurion. maybe not pronounce his name right, but he was the head of the Jewish agency, and he proclaimed the establishment of the state of Israel. And again, that was backed up by the U.S. president at the time, which was Harry S. Truman. And that was established the same day. So Israel basically was established in 1948 officially. Now, Palestine was just recently, not too long ago, established as a country. And that was back in 1988. Under the Palestine National Council, which they formed a meeting to this effect in Algiers. That was established in Algeria. And basically, the National Council basically officially established, just like I mentioned, 1988. And this was basically, just in case you don't know, Algeria is like west of the Middle East. And you can Google that and you can see that. And it basically, just to give you a little breakdown. Now, Palestine is their major religion mostly is Islam. Now, the way is it's basically small strips of land that form this late Palestine. It's not really a gigantic land space. The Gaza Strip, which is basically west of Israel, and the West Bank, which is like north of northern part of Israel area, I should say. But these strips makes up really Palestine, the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. And you'll find a lot of Palestinians in East Jerusalem, which basically Israel and Palestine both claim that's their capital. Palestine really handles, or they basically have the east part of Jerusalem because it's near the country called Jordan, and the west is basically Israel's side. Now, in Palestine, the Gaza Strip, basically approximately 99% of the people are Muslims. And the West Bank, approximately 80% of people, the citizens, are Muslims there. So those two locations are basically, safe to say, dominated by Muslim communities. But you'll also find in the east part of Jerusalem is Christians there as well. But before 1948, Palestine was just territories. It was influenced by Jordan and Egypt, and also a little bit of British rules as well. This was before 1948. And I mentioned that Palestine and Israel both claim Jerusalem as their capital. But Israel, their government is established in Jerusalem. See, what gives Israel the advantage, they have money power. So where they have more clout than Palestine. But we'll get to that later. Now, if you go further back in history, Palestine at the time of Jesus was ruled by the Romans. And that was around 63 BC. Now, the Romans felt basically whoever controlled Palestine, the area, controlled the roads in and out of the areas. So it was very important for the Romans to claim Palestine. I'm going through history here, so walk with me. And basically Muslims came into effect in abundance approximately in the 7th century during the Byzantine Empire, excuse me. Going by memory here. Read a lot about history here, so I have to also write down little cliff notes so I can just remember a lot of these things. Now, basically, Jerusalem now is mostly made up of 60% Jews. And I mentioned the east part of Jerusalem is basically where Palestine have their rule or their clout, and the west part is Israel. Now, just a little bit of a footnote. Around in the Middle East itself is mostly Muslims. When you mention Iran and Iraq and Saudi Arabia and Jerusalem, that's approximately 85% of the Middle East is made up of Muslims. Okay, so it's more Muslims than Jews in the Middle East. Just to give you a little footnote. And Nazareth, which was, if you go back in history, where Jesus resided, which is the northern part of Israel, is made up 70% of Jews. I'm giving you all of this history because we're going to bring it back to the current situation, because I know a lot of people are like, why are you talking about this, Mr. Greatness? I feel that y'all guys need to know a little bit of the history, because Israel and Palestine been battling since the late 1940s. So we going back like over 70 years. So when you hear war in Israel, to my younger folks, you thinking this is like the first time, because the way the media put it out, that this is just something new. So the battle with land been going back during the days of, 70 years ago, and even before that. That's why I gave you a little history lesson about how other countries such as Rome, the Roman Empire, even dominated Palestine at one point, and blah, blah, blah. Okay? So now I gave you a little bit of the history of both countries and so forth, so on. Which brings it up to a group in Palestine called Hamas. They're an Islamic militia movement and one of the Palestinian territories. And there's two major political parties. And it governs like more than 2 million people, give or take. But basically, this Sunni Islamic group basically governs the Gaza Strip of the Palestinian territories, and its headquarters is in Gaza City. And they also have a presence in West Bank. So that's the makeup now. And right now they are considered, if you listen to the media, they are considered basically the terrorists, because that is something that is the media is putting out there, because bombs was fired on Israel, and the bombs killed women and children allegedly, or even outright. Again, I'm not debating that, and it's very unfortunate that innocent children and women and innocent men is getting caught in this crossfire. Okay, it's very unfortunate. I can admit to that. But my question for me to you, when you look at the history of war, like when United States bomb up countries, because we know they have, didn't the United States killed a lot of innocent people, men, women, and child, when they fire bombs? They call it casualties of war, other different pronouns and nouns, and to soften the blow. But in war, and I'm not saying it's the right thing, citizens get caught in the middle. The bomb have no name unless the government names it. So in war, if missiles is shot into cities, it's not just going to the government buildings. And even in the government buildings, there's innocent people around there. Again, I'm not supporting that. I'm just saying, in reality of war, you always have innocent people dying. So I don't know why people's acting all of a sudden like, oh, this is crazy. This is unbelievable. Why? Now, let's get to the topic at hand. Okay, Palestine and Israel is fighting. Now, here's the thing. I already established to you that mostly people in the Middle East are Muslims, around approximately 85%. And again, Israel basically is mostly Jews and so forth. Now, we know Jews as a community, as a people, are very powerful. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I give my perspective, my opinion, but, this is going to make sense to most of you. Now, how did Israel all of a sudden in 1948 just got permission to claim that this territory of theirs, now called Israel, is theirs? Now, we know Israel had the backup of the NATO nations. Number one, the United States of America definitely support Israel. And let's be for real, reason why they're able to really have that land and really conquer that area, now called Israel, is because the Jewish community worldwide are very powerful. And they got money, serious money. How do I know? Look at the Rothschilds, German Jews, European Jews. One of the richest families of the planet Earth, Jews. What about the Vanderbilts? What about the other rich Jewish elitists that have great influence in Israel? Building weapons of mass destruction, doing trades with other nations. The country might not be that big in terms of landmass, but they're very powerful. Where the Palestinian community is really, they're not as powerful. People power they have because it's dominated by Muslims, but we get to that in a moment. But they really nomads. They don't really have a foundation like Israel. That's why they have only the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. Because they're not that powerful. They're not powerful than Israel. What makes Palestine, that's where you have the battle. You really have the battle, Islam versus Judaism. Jews versus Islam. That's really the battle because it goes back on a religious standpoint. Palestine feels that Israel don't belong there. They were just gifted the land in 1948 by the United Nations, basically the umbrella of the USA. So they was gifted the land, and Palestine always felt a certain way. Because mind you, the Middle East is governed by Islam. So that is the MO. The Palestinians don't think that Israel even belongs there. So that's really the battle. One of a couple of other issues, but Islam versus Jews. That's what it is. And they feel they're entitled. And here's the advantage. See, really what make Palestine a little bit more powerful than usual is because they have different alliances quietly. Because mind you, Muslims is going to stick together at the end of the day. When it comes to Islam, they're going to, from whatever country they at in the Middle East, quietly, my opinion, quietly, they're going to stick together and they're going to quietly help out Palestine. Now, if these countries outright, like Iran and Iraq and Jordan and Saudi Arabia, outright, let the world know that they're going to side with Palestine, you have a fundamental problem. And in my opinion, I think that will happen. Why am I saying that? You can see certain things anyway, but nobody in the Middle East really likes Israel. And I think because they feel they was gifted the land, gifted meaning they was given the land, and because of the Jewish money, that long money, and I told you about the families. You can even, if you really do your research on Israel, the technology they have is amazing. Oh, you don't think cloning happens in Israel? They do foods, they clone foods. You don't think they clone people allegedly? You don't think they have nuclear capabilities? We know they got money and lots of it. And we know money brings power. This is fact. So, this is what the Muslim world in the Middle East sees. So overall, I'm willing to guarantee you they're not really feeling Israel. And I believe in my heart of hearts, quietly, they siding with Palestine. And this is where it's been a war that's been going on for over 50 years, as I mentioned. But now it's coming to a point where the Middle East is getting tired of Israel. And if the Muslim countries just outright say, we tired of Israel and the Jewish ways, there will be a problem because, mind you, the advantage that the Middle East have, see, Israel is smack in the middle of the Middle East, surrounded by different countries. I shouldn't say smack by the Middle East, smack, like there per se, but surrounding countries, there's surrounding countries that is close to Israel. That's what I really meant to say. And we're not even talking about Egypt and basically south of Israel, cross over to the Red Sea. But basically, long story short, you have the eastern part of Africa, which is not necessarily feeling Israel as well. But everybody is at bay and not saying much. But if it grows, because again, Muslims are going to stick with each other at the end of the day. And even the Christian Palestinians not necessarily feeling Israel. So if we're going to go by religion in that area, if Muslims and Christians side with each other against the Jews, now you have a bigger problem, in my opinion. So pay attention to the times. This is going to get very interesting, unlike decades ago. So now we dealing with, you have this so-called extremist group. And I say so-called because the media clearly make it seem like there's Israel and there's the terrorists. And the terrorists is bad people and Israel is innocent and pure. That's how the media is spinning it. Bad versus good. And I'm not going to get into that because this is actually not my concern. I'll get to that later. So, but now you see in different cities, especially here in New York, you see in the streets of Manhattan, Palestinians with their flags versus Israel and their flags. And police is in the middle separated. You see it at the universities such as Columbia University in New York City, same setup. And you see in different parts of the United States and North America and so forth. This is what you have now. And the narrative is, Israel, innocent Israel, now is so sad and, and they innocent, didn't do anything wrong, and this big bad wolf, Hamas, whatever, is from Palestine, and they causing all this mischief and problems and destroying their land, and they got to retaliate, which Israel got to retaliate. Okay. That's the narrative. That's what we have right now, up to date. And you have a lot of people that is not your so-called Jews that, and people say, why did you say Mr. Greatness so-called? Well, for me, Israel and Palestine, these are just white people that migrated from the Caucasus Mountains, mixed in with the original people from that area, which was black people. And then you have just Caucasians that speak Yiddish, or that is from Israel, and Arabic, different dialects of Arabic from Palestine. These is not your original Jews from that land. You could Google it if you like. And they're not the original Arabs from the West Bank or Gaza Strip, for that matter. Now, how can I say that? Let's just do some simple common information. Now, the original Egyptians, that's the east part of Africa, and you can see the hieroglyphics, was different shades of brown, they black people, because technically I'm not a black person. The color black, I'm sure we know our colors. I'm basically a different shade of brown, technically. But anyway, you see pictures of me, my skin tone on the walls of Egypt. So if these individuals were black, original, and what's separating Egypt from the so-called Middle East is the Red Sea, which is pretty close. How can you have that, the original, be black in Egypt but wasn't black in the Middle East? I say that again. Egypt was a black country originally, so-called, and the Middle East as well. But if it, and being is only separated by the Red Sea, people there had to be black as well. But they was actually the original ancient Sumerians, which was the original ancient Babylonians, which is now modern day Iran and Iraq. All that Middle East area was black. I know people's gonna see what? Oh, this, that. Read up on your history. Before the continental drift. Before there was a Red Sea. But anyway, we won't go too deep with that. But your original Canaanites, which are different tribes of white people, came down from Europe into the Middle East, into Egypt, eastern part, and further down Africa, and mixed in with the black people. And this, over time, this is how you have basically white people that just speak Yiddish and Arabic. And my question for me to you, especially black people, just like I talk about the war in Ukraine and Russia, why would I worry about what's going on with them? That is their problem, not my problem. Why would I worry about Israel and Palestine? That's my question from me to you as a black man. What do you think the Jews worry about what goes on with the atrocities that black people have to go through all throughout the world? Do you think the Palestinians really care about the atrocities that black people have to go through? Every day. The racism that goes on every day in North America. Every day like clockwork. I don't even have to talk about history, like past. I don't even have to talk about slavery. I don't even have to go to the past with you. I could just talk about now, what black people have to go through in their everyday life. Do you think the Palestinians before this care about what I have to go through? Of course not. Do you think the Jews, the so-called Jews, have to care about me and my people? What goes on with today? The racism? Of course not. They could talk all that fly talk like, yeah, you know, we are brothers, we are this brother. You know how white people talk. You know, brother, you my brother. You know, brother, you brother. You're not my brother. Who said you was my brother? You talk all that brother this, brother that, but do you really care what goes on in my community? I don't think so. Let's be for real. So why would I care about what goes on in this? That's your problem, not my problem. My point is just stay, for you black folks, just to stay clear from all of this. You know, I seen a couple black folks being stupid, in my opinion, walking around with the Jewish flag or walking around with the Palestinian flag marching. You're a dummy. Y'all dummies, my opinion. My opinion. Why I'm saying this? Because at the end of the day, do these same people care about you? Let you get beat up by the police. Do you have the Jewish community these so-called Jews standing up in grosses to be worrying about you, your black behind, getting beaten up by cops that might be Jews, so-called Jewish descent. How about that? Do you think the Palestinian people really care about you if you get beat up by cops? That might be Palestinian descent that is beating you black people up. Might. Because you have different cops, all different ethnic groups, right? So, is it far-fetched? What say you? So I don't care about, personally, what goes on. I stay clear. It's an unfortunate situation, but I stay clear. It's not my business. Just like it's not your business when cops beat up me and my people. It's not your business, right? You just say, oh, you could say all that good stuff. Oh, it's not right. And come on now. Do you really care? No. I don't expect you to. You never did before, so why would you now? And don't give me, well, I care. No, we're not talking about you, Mr. so-called Jewish man, or Mr. so-called Palestinian man or woman. We talk about your people collectively as a group. Do they really care? I'm not talking as an individual talk. As an individual, you might be sympathetic. Maybe. So that's my perspective. Because at the end of the day, people's going to be concerned about their own families. Rightfully so. I don't have a problem with that. But don't come and tell me that I got to care about you because your family is getting blown up. But do you care about me when my family start getting hung or shot up by the police or whatever? Racially profiled, discriminated, kicked in the behind every day, every week, currently. Currently, we're not even talking about past, because that's the first thing you will say. Why are you talking about 400 or 500 years? Y'all all right now. You can sit in front of the bus. You can go into the university, blah, 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 blah. We're talking about currently. Indirect racism as well as direct racism right now. After you listen to the show, there's going to still be more racial profiling black people all throughout the world. Even after the show, it could be a day later, a week later, a month later, a year later, or years after you listen to the show. Black people still is going to get ostracized, beat up, profiled, etc., etc., etc. Am I lying? Is Mr. Greatness off? Or maybe he don't know what he's talking about. So why would I be concerned about individuals, basically Canaanite descendants, or maybe let me just simplify this. White people that descended on the land that is not originally theirs. And that's both parties. They're not the original descendants of those lands anyway. So why the heck I'ma care? Oh, you sounded very mean, Mr. Greatness. That is, you sounded like a racist. Am I? Because being a racist, that means if you look at in the dictionary, I am depriving another group. It's not hating on another group. I'm depriving them of their rights. One group of people depriving another group. That's a true racist. I'm not depriving no one. And I'm not hating on anyone. I'm just saying worry about thy family, my family, my race. Because why I'm saying that? Because you don't care about my race. So why would I care about what goes on with you and you don't care about me? That's stupid on my part. Why would I care about what goes on in the Middle East, the Jews, or the Palestinians, and they're not the original people of that land anyway? So that's step one. Step two, they don't give a damn about my people. So step three, why would I care? Why? Why? It's retarded. Not even it's tarded. You take the out of that, it's just straight tarded. I believe in self-preservation. Just like you believe in self-preservation. I can't be mad at that. You concerned about your own families. When you go to different sections in Brooklyn, for all my Brooklynites, and you go to Crown Heights, which is the so-called Jews there, they concerned about their area, their people, their structure, before anyone. Okay, fine. That's called self-preservation. But don't disrespect me, which they do disrespect black people. But we're not even gonna get to that. But if we just talk about the war here, I couldn't care less. Just like I couldn't care less about Russia and Ukraine. It's unfortunate that the innocent people gotta, get slaughtered. But when you have war, let's use common sense here. Take away emotions here. In war, very unfortunate. In war, throughout centuries, innocent people pass away. Let me even get graphic. It's not pass away. They get killed. They get killed. Because that's war. Government versus government. And they slaughter whoever. And the United States is no different. You hear the president talk about, it's unfortunate, but what they do. And it's very unfortunate. This is disgusting. The terrorists, all this baby talk. But come on. He act like the United States is just clean. They never, ever, when they go to war, they shoot up government. They don't shoot up innocent people. Or there's no crossfire. They call it what? Friendly fire? Little nice innocent words. No, they just shot innocent women and men. When they went after Gaddafi during the Reagan era, they bombed up one of his locations. Innocent people died because of that bombing, and they missed Gaddafi at the time. What did Reagan say? Well, we was wrong. They just said, no, we didn't get him. Straight up, we're going to get him. I mean, that at the end of the day, this is just war. Innocent people die. This is just what it is. Very unfortunate, folks, but we got to take it for what it is. This is war. When there's war between two governments, human beings, innocent people is always in the middle. Give you another example, a future example. Hopefully this never will happen. But if someone shoots off the nuclear bomb against another country, do you think they talk about, well, we only just firing it at the White House, or we're going to just fire it at wherever, or... No, you think if it hits D.C., it's just only going to hit the White House, the radiation, and stop in the White House? Don't you think the other country will know? No, they taking out the White House and everybody with it. And I could give you the reversal. If the United States fired nuclear in Russia or China or wherever, and they go for the capital, don't you think the United States know that there'll be casualties of war? You think it's just only going to hit, Moscow, and it's just going to hit the government territories, and that's it? It won't reach the citizens? Come on now. Guys, we got to start thinking. We got to start thinking. In war, that's what it is. So it's no different than what you're seeing in real time with Israel and Palestine. And when Israel start firing back, you don't think the Palestinian men, women, and children is going to be taken out? It's war. And there's nothing pretty about war. Very unfortunate, but that's what it is. So, my black folks, this is not your problem. What you need to do is get your life together currently. Worry about if you're still able to work the next day and go back to work and get your paycheck. That's what you need to worry about. Get your paycheck. Get your paycheck. Don't be holding up a flag that is not yours, a flag that don't care about you, whether it's Palestine or Israel, holding up flags and showing information and crying and stuff, crying to a group of peoples that don't care about your plight, black man, black woman. They do not care. So why would you care about their plight? Hold up flags, march with them, sing with them, and hug them, and they hug you, and then you trying to talk Yiddish and Arabic and Astaghfirullah, Allah Akbar, come on, man. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Oh, you didn't know I knew Arabic? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to be a learned man. Let's keep it English, okay? I know a little something. See, I study history, and I'm a reader. I'm a reader. Yeah, eyes reads. I read up on history. So I know a little something. I don't know a lot, but I know a little something. So you can't, you gotta protect yourself, black man, black woman, and worry about what goes on in your community, because in real time, you gotta worry about getting up and working the next morning. You can't worry about this war. And if it affects your job, that means you gotta go and prepare to get another job, work for another Jewish community, another Jewish owner, to protect your neck, so you can pay your mortgage, your rent, and have food on the table for your family. You in survival mode at the end of the day. So what are you going to do, black man, black woman? This is prophecy within the book of Revelations, if you a reader. War. Talk about war. Pestilence, destruction, fire. You look deep and read your scriptures, all of this is prophecy. And it is what it is. So, what are you going to do at the end of the day? Are you going to hold the flag of either country, cry with them, while they still hate your guts in North America and European nations? Black man, black woman, what say you? Thank you for listening.